Okay, wow. Wow. What is going down?
What is up? The storm is upon us.
It is here. It
Has
is here.
arrived.
I went out, I measured at 625 and then now at 725 and added about a half an inch. We've got a little heavier band overhead now. So I'm at 8 inches. I think, Matt, you were at 8 inches as well.
Yeah, that was about 20 minutes ago. I'm a little
Yeah.
bit further south of you by about, I don't know, 20 miles. So
20 miles.
15 miles? I don't know.
Where do you live? You're in Franklin,
Franklin?
right?
Yeah.
You're like 10 miles. I
10
don't know.
miles? Whatever.
I don't know. Anyways, 8 inches around. We got snow. It's coming down. It's going to keep coming down for a while. And we're going to kind of update you on, everything that we're seeing this morning. If you guys want to share how much you have in your city, please make sure you're measuring and you're actually not just, eyeballing it. It's good to have an actual measurement. This is easy snow to measure too. And it's not hard to stick a ruler down on a flat surface that's not being obstructed by wind. Um, tables are good. Deck rails are good. Just where the snow just sits there and easily accumulates. So let's get into it,
Yeah,
Matt. Let's talk about this. Let me
absolutely.
come over here and share my screen. Hopefully, technology is on my side today. So far, it appears to be, and that's a win. Um, Real quick, I'll go over just some kind of local radar shares here, just as it pertains to just sheer intensity of the precipitation. This is just kind of shows the moisture stream from the southwest. This is just pure Doppler radar, and again, you can see just the just coverage. It's expansive. It's filled in. There's not any gaps. We're not looking at any lulls. It's just continuing to come down and at a pretty good clip. And you go over here across central Indiana and got a good band here overhead right now where I'm at. You see some of these little gaps in between. These are these little pockets of drier air that come and go. That's just kind of normal with these types of situations. You know, um, we've had a lot of questions too, Matt, about this consistent, this odd like gap feature here that shows up, and I want to describe that, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or if you have a different opinion on it. But this is because of the direction the precipitation is moving southwest to northeast, and it's directly over the dome of the radar. The technical definition for this type of stuff is that cone of silence, where the radar just directly overhead cannot see what's going on. That's why there's a noticeable hole there. For one, that's the radar dome. You just can't get data there. But I think in the direction it's moving, I think it just causes the beam doesn't get a good read just to the straight east and west of it because it's southwest to northeast. So it's not that it's not snowing there. It's just
Yeah.
the radar can't pick it up.
Yeah, it's pure a technical issue with the radar. So it's not a void of snow. It's certainly snowing there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it, Michael.
Yeah.
And this snow stretches back to Oklahoma City too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
got
I just wanted
snow.
to show the local intensity. I'll pull up the regional radar. It's crazy how far it goes out here. Let me share the next screen. Um, let's see here. Where are we at? Where are we at? There she is. Well, that's for another day, another discussion there. But yeah, here's radar out to this morning. Um, we'll let that load up. Let me zoom out a little bit. And yeah, as Matt was saying, it's still snowing back into Oklahoma.
Yeah, and I know there's that little dry gap there, eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, but the system's phasing as we speak, and it could probably fill in a little bit, if anything. So not not any consistent dry time through the afternoon hours of today. It's just going to keep snowing. And we're already at 8 inches. I mean, I feel like we're
Yeah.
just halfway through this event, really. Maybe
Yeah.
just a little bit beyond it. There is, by the way, some mixing along the Ohio River. I saw on radar scope some reports of sleet near Louisville. So you're going to be riding a fine line there around Louisville. I know the radar here shows snow, but there is some mixing issues there. So just something to point out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm letting the frames load in. The Clarity platform is being used to the fullest extent. There are tens of thousands of people on it, and so it takes a minute to load it all up in here. There's so much data on this screen, but once it gets loaded up, you're good to go. The flashing is just getting caught up there.
Yeah, it looks like it's good now.
Yeah, I think I'm sure Eric could confirm there's been tens of millions of data requests here in the last 24 hours. I'm sure. So,
Oh, for sure.
guys, I see some of you saying you didn't get a notification through Clarity. I have to clarify for you all that during the storm, okay, we just go live on the platforms. All right, we go live everywhere, so we don't. And I'm not going to send notifications to Clarity every time during the storm because I don't want to just absolutely annihilate phone notifications. So during the storm, when it's on the radar and we're talking about it and it's already here, it's just going to be on all of our live platforms. Okay, so just check it out.
The good news, I think the app is doing awesome. So
It is.
If you're wondering about what's going to happen, check out your hourly forecast. I think it's doing very good.
Yeah. Matt, talk a little bit about what we're seeing here. This is mid-level water vapor imagery, but what a view, and what do we got here?
Yeah. So normally with these big systems, the concern that as a forecaster you need to consider is a dry slot that works into these systems. And to be honest, there is a dry slot working there into eastern Oklahoma, eastern Texas, but I don't see any significant dry slot working on the backside of the system. And so what that tells me is the snow's just going to keep coming. I don't think we have a dry slot issue with the system through the afternoon. It's just not that type of system, which is pretty remarkable because of the aerial coverage of the snow, how much snow it's putting down. Typically in a system like this, there's going to be at some point a dry slot issue, but for us here in the Ohio Valley, it's just not going to be an issue with this particular system. It's the oranges and the yellows. This is a satellite product that's trying to see water moisture content in the atmosphere, and the yellows is clearly the dry air, but you can see further to the north and to the east, that's not showing up. Yeah, like Michael showed on the radar, there may be a few pockets here or there where maybe you get a break from the more intense snow, but I just don't see any dry slot causing issues with this particular system cutting down on totals significantly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I've also pulled up the dendritic layer with relative humidity and the depth of the DGZ. And what this map tells us here is, I just threw out a lot of terms there for you, but all those that really dramatic purple, dark purple up there, that's the dry Arctic air. There's no moisture. There's no, that's the dryness of the north side of the system. And then you can kind of see that where the green is filled in, and you've got the purple that's 700 to 900. That's the depth of the DGZ. So essentially, that's the amount of distance in the atmosphere where the snowflake can grow and develop, and where it's saturated for that. So again, looking back to the south and west, looking back to Oklahoma, there isn't any concerns right now, other than it's just going to keep snowing until 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. And this is actual current analysis. This isn't a forecast. This is what's going on.
Right.
So, you
Mike,
see any red flags here, Matt?
No, in fact, I'm going to share my screen here real quick.
Yeah. Yep. Let me turn mine off so you can add to the scene. Here you go. Matt Griffin has taken over.
Okay. What we're looking at here, this is the jet stream we're looking at right now. The 300 millibar chart, and there's 2 points of interest that I'm looking at further off to the west. One, you can see the very fast winds here, Iowa to Michigan. This is kind of the northern part of the jet stream further to the north. And Southeastern Iowa, Illinois, eastern Missouri. That's what we would call the right entrance of that jet streak. And that's typically a very good area for upward motion. Further to the south, you could see into Arkansas and southern Missouri, we have a southern piece of this jet stream, and you would be in the left exit more into Missouri at this point. So these two separate jet streams right now are linking up. And my concern and looking at the data reflects this too. As this continues to overall shift to the east as we head through the morning, getting into the afternoon, Michael, I think that's actually going to help aid snowfall and precipitation to further increase into the area as we head later into the morning, into the afternoon. It's going to help foster more snow development as that occurs. So the process of the phasing of these jet streams, I do think lends itself to just a continuance of snow through the day. So I at this point, given what we've seen on the water vapor and what I'm seeing in the jet stream dynamics further to the west, I just don't see a red flag at this point. And we're already at 8 inches anyway. So, red flag at this point, not going to absolutely bust the forecast. We're already here in a significant winter storm at this point. So
Yeah.
just an interesting point.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And I think it's all systems go. I'll take back over, Matt, on this. I
Yeah.
have a couple of things to share here on, this is the current snowfall reports. And so that's, a little frustrating. We're having a void in the reporting process here. I've asked the Weather Service in Indianapolis to fill these in and update us on how much snow they've gotten. It's been silence from them since last night at 8 o'clock on X. They posted a snowfall report. I haven't seen any. Matt, maybe have they said anything in the obs or anything about how much snow is in Indy?
I haven't checked recently. I can scan their social media, but I mean, these are the reports. This would be the source to go to for checking the snowfall reports, and there's nothing there. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, Michael. I've unfortunately seen this a few times.
Yeah. I
From
mean,
them.
everybody else is reporting except Indiana. Everybody.
See if they have anything on social media
Someone
talking
said
about
they
any
saw
reports.
Indy Airport 4.1 inches. There is no way in hell that's right. That would be the lowest snow total.
Well, which one, Michael?
Someone just said 4.3 inches from the Weather Service, Fox 59 just said. There's no way. There's no way that is what they're reporting. I will. Yeah, they're saying the news said that NWS got 4.3. That is less than half
So
of what I have here.
if I look at the NWS or the Indianapolis station KIND, as of 6:54 this morning, snow depth was reported at 6 inches.
Okay, so that is not correct. The news is not correct at all. So that's straight. Yeah, that's Fox 59 and WTHR are saying 4.7. That is not correct. What time did they report? Can you screenshot that, or which one are you at? That so I can. Is that the
Here, let me just share my screen real quick, Michael.
your screen? Oh, I gotta add it to the scene here. Yeah, so this is the official. What Matt is on right now is on the official National Weather Service weather.gov. Zoom in a little bit, Matt. Pinch and zoom there, where they actually send these reports in. And this was at 6:54 a.m. Matt.
Yep, 6:54.
They measured snow depth of 6 inches. So it's got to be 8 by now. I don't know why we don't have updates. It's immensely frustrating, but especially when we have so many people out here. I'm telling you, what Fox and WTHR said, it's just wrong. So I know you're telling me 4 inches, but I don't care. It's just not right.
I'm with you. I 4 inches seems highly unlikely, but
It's not. I mean, that's asinine.
I mean, we're not that far away from the Indy airport,
No,
and we've got
I mean,
double 4 inches.
it's just stupid. I don't have a better word for it. I am from the Indy airport where I live. Okay, as the crow flies, I'm 13 miles away. So, anyways, all right. Anyway, so um, back to let's go. Let's pull up mine here. See if we can. There's our map we've made by reports. And I think in Indy, we've probably seen some reports. I know Brett probably saw the 6 inches an hour ago. And nonetheless, um, we've gotten, we've gotten uh, several reports here, of 8 inches or more of snow. So, yeah, that's just estimated snow totals right now, just because we don't have a source to feed us any info right now. We're kind of flying blind because you know, they haven't said anything, which is just again a little frustrating. So, nonetheless, let's get back to what we have, Matt. Let's on your screen, go ahead and unshare,
Oh,
just
yep,
so
yep,
we
yep,
can.
yep.
Unless you've got something there you want to share.
No, I just had a screen of sleet totals from the
Okay.
NAM3.
Okay.
Um,
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about timing, guys. I'll come over here to the Synoptic product. This is the HRRR. I was doing some verification earlier. It's doing a great job on it's handling this. These runs haven't really wavered at all. Um, Someone's saying now they're saying 7.2 from NWS right now.
okay,
So maybe that
that's
that sounds way more accurate or way
yeah,
more realistic.
yeah, I agree.
Anyways, all right. So going forward, this is as we continue throughout the morning. We'll stop here at 10 o'clock. Again, we can see that the mixing, all the stuff we've talked about, going, here across Western Tennessee into Kentucky, ice, sleet, even rain in Eastern Kentucky. Don't ever forget, never forget, RIP GFS forecast of 25 inches here that everybody thought was going to happen for several days. Um, and yeah, so how about that? That didn't work out too well, did it? Um,
Negative.
Negative. So out to noon today, still seeing a good snow come down, heavy snow too, and cold temperatures. Again, keep in mind as it's snowing, these are the surface temperatures just in the teens. You can see that warm nose though. Look how far up that warm nose is reaching in there into the panhandles of West Virginia, southeastern Ohio, southwestern Pennsylvania. There, so crazy how much warm air is trying to work up in there, but you can see how cold it just is right here on the backside, and that's why we're going to see that banding. That there's a strong thermal gradient there that's going to continue to allow for that banding to take shape and help with the snowfall there.
And the low moving
What's
to
that,
the
Matt?
east, and that low moving into Eastern Tennessee, that's going to help
Yeah,
really get things super dynamic as well.
100%. And the other thing too is that we look at for the upper level banding indications is the tight thermal gradient in the 850 temperatures around 5,000 feet. And what I mean by that is we kind of go from minus 12 to minus 10, minus 7, minus 4 to 0 degrees here. And so that thermal gradient, we need to put an indicator of the 0 degree line here, but that thermal gradient where they're tightly packed and there's a big change in temperature, that's where you get some good forcing and some good snowfall rates on the northwest side of that low. So
There's when I was looking at the meso analysis, Michael, the not just at 850, but through a layer, even to 700, there is just a really nice gradient set in place from southwest to northeast, really Oklahoma City through Ohio here. So that's
yeah,
just an alleyway, so to speak, for the snow to continue through the morning into the afternoon. So
yeah,
I think too, as we get into the afternoon and our upper level temperatures start to cool a little bit, our DGZ or our potential to develop better snowflakes actually increases through the afternoon. And so our thermal profile is actually increasing as we head deeper into the afternoon hours of today. So it should be, it's already a very crystally type of snow that may even get more lighter and fluffy as the day goes on today.
Yep. That's a great point. And to Matt's point here, as we go throughout the day, again, this is out to 2 o'clock. It's still coming down. Um, Guys, I see all what the news is saying now for snow. I appreciate it. I've had like 80 of you tell me. I appreciate we're good. We're ready to roll. I appreciate it. But let's continue here. Here's 3, 4, 5 o'clock. We start to see the backside of this finally. In terms of the main event, by 5 p.m., it should be around Louisville to Terre Haute, upward there towards South Bend, Lansing, Michigan area, and slowly departing at that time. So again, we'll kind of let's do this real quick, just so I can help you all out a little bit. Again, we'll call this this is the 3 p.m. line for the exit, right? And so you guys can kind of see as this stuff's departing. This is out through 5 p.m. And what I'm doing here is just trying to give you an idea of when this stuff's going to shut off. Um, and then here's 7 p.m. As it's continuing to move east. It's just kind of a sloppy backside, timing cutoff there, but um, crazy that we're going to deal with snow in the Ohio Valley and really until about 7 o'clock, and it's 8, 9 o'clock. It's finally out of Ohio and into Pittsburgh here. Again, you can see the funky trailing end designs there, but that's about 9 o'clock tonight. So additional snow accumulations. 12Z is running now. Let's see if I have any. It may have just started, so I probably don't have um, any data in. But let's just look at additional snowfall accumulations from the HRRR. Again, like I said, the model's done a great job. This is out through basically the rest of the event. So if you were to assume the run started at 7 a.m., if you were to assume another 7.4 inches on top of the 7.2 that Indy has, um, then you're at 15 inches almost. You're at 14 and 0.8 or whatever, 14.6. So if you were to assume, for me, I have 8 inches, another 9 inches. That's 17 inches of snow. So pretty remarkable that these forecasts are probably. I just don't see why they don't verify. We're halfway there. We're halfway through the event. The numbers are saying we're going to be there. Um, if anything, it's maybe we don't break the single day record for the snowfall in Indy, but I still think we end up over a foot. I don't know how we won't, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, 7.2, as of who knows when that report is, at least 7 inches more to go. I mean, there you go. Easy.
Yeah, 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 for
You,
sure. So,
I
yeah,
think we
man.
do.
I have to say this. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. So additional snow again, going through like, Cincinnati 12 and a half, Columbus 12 and a half, 14 inches near Akron, 14.9 inches up there, Northeast Ohio, Fort Wayne, another 6.5, Kokomo, another 6.5, um, Louisville, 13.8. From a technical perspective, Matt, in terms of like risks to, or you kind of mentioned better profiles, just to get a little, nerdy, if you will, with that. Let's take this out here just to hour 3 and just kind of look at that sounding. You can see the DGZ layer here. The distance in which there's snowflake development out to hour 3 it's okay, right? It's there, and there's quite a bit of wind in there. But as we go beyond this, we're going to notice the DGZ layer gets dramatically larger.
Yep.
Okay, and what this means is that these two little yellow lines, there's hour 4 right here. I'm just where my mouse is. That's a depth of, I don't know, what would you say, a depth of 1,500 to 2,000 feet there,
Well, it's
maybe
it looks like Michael closer to about 3,000.
three 3,000. I'm sorry, yeah, 3,000. So then you go to hour 5, and all of a sudden you're 18,000 feet DGZ. So there's just a much more conducive environment for that flake to get fluffier and probably accumulate better. Matt, would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, I mean the
Yeah,
DGZ is if you continue to bring it to like even 21Z, I mean it's pretty impressive. It's an
yeah,
impressive sounding
and not to
right there.
mention, yeah, that's very impressive. Those are inch per hour rates. Um, Not to mention, this is over here is called the hodograph, and this is just a profile of the wind through the atmosphere, essentially. And this is a classic indication of banding in snow. We see instances that research in past setups where this straight line through our hodograph like this indicates that there's banding and heavy bursts of snow inside of this forecast. So pretty
And
cool.
you could see on that sounding there the winds at around 850.
Let me get back to it. Yep.
How they kind of there's a little bit of a wind shift there as
Yep.
well, and that's another subtle signal of the banding that could set up
Yep. I
as
and I
well.
would I would say, Matt, that the DGZ, if it would have stayed shallower longer, could have been a risk to the higher totals. But being that it's not staying shallow and the depth of that layer is growing, I don't see a risk to the higher totals whatsoever.
No,
Personally,
it yeah, it seems to me almost like a dare I say a slam dunk.
it's a slam dunk. You can say
Yeah,
it. It's a slam dunk. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, it is. So I'll tell you what, just real quick. I love College of DuPage is OG weather model page, but I really love their simulated radar
hmm
because it shows the banding so well. And this is 12Z. It's just coming in now, but you can just see where the heavier bands can set up with the setup here. Let me go to the one that's a little bit further in. And you can see that there, right? It still continues. This is a nice look at snow here this afternoon at 4 or 5 o'clock before this shuts off with temperatures in the teens. You're adding quite a bit of snow to this on the backside. So
show
uh,
Michael too with this. Obviously, the snow and a lot of folks here, at least central and southern Indiana and southern portions of the Ohio Valley, have already had a good hit of snow. The
yeah,
visibilities.
yep, yeah. This is just through. Watch this here. So I mean, you can just see that the visibilities are half. I would say my visibility right now, looking out the windows, half, 3/4 of a mile, maybe half a mile.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, just as you continue throughout the day, I mean, you
less than
can
a
see it.
mile.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now in the next couple hours. I mean, it's probably you get those darker colors in here, and you're definitely not seeing beyond a half of a mile. So um, this is a good question. I do want to I want to address this real quick. I appreciate this question. I'll tell you what, it's Kim. It's not about the having different tools or different data or different technology. It's about the dedication and the sacrifice and the passion that the people have that work here. It is about people wanting to do well, spending the time to do well, times away from family and having a life to just working and wanting to be right and also having the kahunas, okay, to make a forecast, to stick your neck out on the line, to say what you think it's going to say, and because no risk, no reward, and that's part of our culture. at BAM. It's not a conservative, safe approach. It never has been. It never will be. But and it puts us ahead. And what happens is perception to people become the reality. They see us out here saying it over and over again, and knowing certain things, pattern recognition techniques that we've developed over the last decade helps immensely. Uh, become better forecasters. Knowing that the GFS sucks is critical. I mean, I hate to say it, but you've got to know that, and you've got to have confidence in knowing that it's going to suck. And so, it's just our ability as humans to, just like a lot of you who are probably very good at your jobs and other things that you all do, you are dedicated to it. It's a craft. You've learned it, and I know people that are amongst some of the best in their companies at what they do because they want to be good. And I always take this back to you talk about like a college exam or a test in high school. You've got half the class that flunks it. You've got some of the class that gets C's and B's, and then you got the top 5-10% that gets A's. And then you've always got the valedictorian, the salutatorian, or whatever these people are, that go and nail it because they want to. They don't have access to a special book or a special like secret. These people dedicate their lives to having the best outcome in their studies, and any individual anywhere has the ability to do that if they choose to. That's why we're better. So it's a great question, and I wanted to spend some time on that. So,
So,
um, real quick, let's go to Matt, the temperatures after this,
oh
um,
yes,
and talk about temperatures Monday morning, because they're going to feel like minus 15 to minus 25 to minus 30 degrees as far south down there into Texas. Um, it's the only place that even feels remotely human like is Miami, Florida, 77 degrees. Otherwise, you know, it's just stupid. I actually was looking at this over the next 10 days. The warmest feels like temperature in Indy is 22 degrees, and that's on day 10. Like, it
yikes!
doesn't get really above zero feeling for several days, dude. Uh, Tuesday morning, minus 22 degrees. I would imagine a couple of days of no school, probably. I can't see school being in session. Um,
Definitely not
Wednesday,
tomorrow. We can bank
no,
on that.
yeah. Wednesday morning, again, minus 26 degrees in Indy, minus 18 in Columbus, Ohio. Thursday morning, minus 15, minus 21 Chicago, minus 15 Columbus, minus 17 in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh there. I mean, this is endless. Oh, and by the way, it's still like that next Friday, and we have more snow coming.
Even
So
before
I'm going to talk.
Friday, we got some
Yeah,
Clipper systems. Even prior
yeah,
to Friday,
yeah. I'm gonna talk about it. But yeah, this is the cold. I mean, it's 10 degrees below zero. Feels like every morning for the next week. It's crazy. Um, but let's talk about snow chances. I'm going to use the Canadian model in this polar air mass that we're in for these clippers. Um, and the next round, you can kind of see just the residual here. Little Arctic air, little squeeze out Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, possibly another coating of snow. All right, little piece of energy comes down Tuesday night, Wednesday morning across the Ohio Valley. Wednesday into Thursday, look at this clipper comes down. Little 2 inch, 1 to 2 incher across Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia. Um, Keep in mind where the snowpack sets up. This will probably attract these clippers in terms of the heaviest snow on the ground versus the lighter snows that may act to draw these to them a
yeah.
little bit.
I was gonna say, Michael, with how cold it's going to be, the the Clipper track that would usually be to the north is just going to be much further south in this pattern.
Yep. Yep.
And the snowpack
Agreed.
helps. That's a great point.
Yeah. Yeah. With the Arctic air so far south, and typically a clipper like this would be, Chicago to Cleveland, this is that's another round into Wednesday night into Thursday, and then there's another one. You know, we're getting into the extended here, and it's probably going to change, but
Right.
you know, it's crazy. I mean, it's endless. I mean, you just look at the total snow run here over the next 10 days. And it's over 20 inches of snow. I mean, and we're going to get 15 of that by the end of the day. So, true winter pattern. And looking out into next week, this is just the probability of temperatures to stay below normal. We're running 60-70% probabilities of maintaining colder profile or colder pattern to the east, and probably continuing wintry risks and um, um, snow and all the things here. And I want to show this real quick. This is the polar vortex, and there's been some consecutive run nows of the European splitting that towards the end. Um, I will tell you, if this does come to fruition, winter will not be going away anytime soon, and February will probably be a pretty active, snowy, cold month. I mean, if this happens, this particular setup, um, so I don't see winter departing anytime soon. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, it's been our long-standing call too that February was just going to be a cold month. Maybe a brief little moderation behind this train of clippers for a brief time, but after that, the cold just comes back. Or you look at these 500 charts, yeah,
Yeah, this is the Euro Weekly.
yeah,
It does exactly what you say. The first week of February, a little pullback, and then mid-February beyond, it's game on. I mean,
yeah. All
that's a
those
hell of a
all those
pattern.
oranges and reds by Alaska and Greenland and the Arctic. That's just a really strong sign of Arctic air spilling further to the south. Um,
Yeah,
Pretty good signals for that too. I don't think, Michael, it really matters what future model you look at in the extended. They're all probably going to show that.
yeah, yeah. Out through March, this just says another 25 inches of snow. So
That's it.
it's it's loaded. I mean, it's loaded. No doubt. So, yeah, guys, this has been fun. We're coming up on 40 minutes here. We'll take a couple questions here, or look at some comments. But quick reminder: this coming Thursday, Whiskey and Weather, live Whiskey and Weather event at St. Elmo's Steakhouse downtown. This Thursday, 7 p.m. with partnered up with Bourbon Culture and Hughes Culinary, and St. Elmo's has invited us to come into their restaurant and try their Rare Saint bourbon. So go pick up a bottle so you can kind of drink along with us and taste it with us, and we can talk about it and talk about the weather. And there's going to be plenty of weather to talk about. It's going to feel like 10 degrees below zero with 15 inches of snow on the ground. So um,
Man, that sounds
I
awful,
may have
Michael.
what's that?
That just sounds awful.
It does. Yeah, it really does. It's horrible. Yeah, final snow map. Throughout the day, at least the remaining accumulation snow. This is just in here. Um, there's additional snow right there. So that's a 6-inch indie there, and you kind of see the color table on the right. You guys can look at that. And the other thing too is, I think that this snow is just going to be here for weeks. I don't think we see green again for a while,
Yeah,
Matt.
even
I don't
with
know.
the warm up. I mean, a
Yeah,
warm up early February is still
yeah,
cold. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think it doesn't go away.
No,
Gonna be here for the long haul.
yeah, yeah. I may have a bourbon later tonight and celebrate. You know, uh, may do another live this afternoon too. I don't know. I just at this point we're just kind of talking. We're just solidifying the forecast really at this point.
Yep. Nothing
Thank you,
much more we
Kevin.
can add, really.
No, any good comments, Matt? I'm just looking at the comments here.
I think you answered the one. What time is bourbon time? I'm
Oh yeah, I
surprised you
may
said
have.
tonight.
Yeah, I may have one later. I don't know. I'm on my my kick right now. I'm in a cut, so I'm cutting down weight and I'm trying to really limit it. But I may have to have one for celebration at least. Maybe a little Blanton's Gold, a little just sit here
Oh,
and look out the window and just say, "Hey, not bad,"
I'm
you
on
know.
a I'm on a hiatus right now, so don't talk about Blanton's Gold.
You're on a hiatus from bourbon in general, Matt.
Just alcohol in general, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How long are you doing that for?
For a while. I don't know. I don't have a time limit on it. Just a few months. Hope get the
Yeah,
weight down a little bit.
yeah, I love
Get
it.
serious about it.
I love it. Best bottle of bourbon you got in 2025? Nate asks. Well, I mean, I tasted the Weller Millennium. That was definitely the best. That was a for me. I didn't get the bottle, but I had a 2 ounce pour. That was $300. So it was fun. Will we have a white Christmas? Look at it's already coming in January 25th. I'm
uh,
gonna say yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on the record now. Yeah,
sure. Why not? El Nino next year, so
yeah, yeah. I don't know. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy, but
yeah. Pappy's. Jim Beam Red Stag.
Clarity is the best. Highly recommend it for people to sign up if you haven't. We appreciate that, Teresa. We'll toss the sign up link in the comments for anyone that wants to check out the platform and get signed up and join us in the lives and all the stuff. We appreciate you. Do I think Pittsburgh stays all snow? I think you do. I think it doesn't. It's very close, but I don't think you get all the way up into any mixing. I don't think right
Yeah,
now.
I agree.
So,
I think
have you ever been to Foxcliff Bourbon Bar? You know what? I've had people talk to me about this. I need to go. I haven't been, but I heard their selection is off the charts. Off the charts. Foxcliff and Martinsville. I heard Matt. They had unbelievable bourbon selections.
interesting.
You need to go
Okay.
check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What model does the best snow versus severe tornado weather? Um, what do you think, Matt?
It just depends on the system. I mean,
Oh,
there is no one model that's the best with this, that,
yeah,
or the other. Clipper systems, it's usually some type of Canadian product, and a system like this, the HRRR usually does pretty darn good. Euro's
yeah,
obviously been nails for a long time. I mean, the Euro's been the pack leader with this.
yeah,
Traditionally, it does pretty well with these type of systems. Better than most.
yeah,
Better than a GFS. What's that stand
yeah.
for, Michael?
The old good for shitter. That's what we call her. It's about as useless as a well, never mind.
Yep. We'll just leave it there.
Catch myself here so I don't get myself in trouble. My hands are cold. All right. This has been fun, guys. We don't have a whole lot left to add. It's going to snow tonight, until tonight. It'll be snowing literally all day long. So, um, appreciate you guys joining, sharing, supporting, all the things. Um, that'll do it for us.
Yeah. Appreciate you
So
all.
it's the damn Bammer blizzard of
The Dan
26 or
Bammer.
the damn Bammer, the snowstorm of 2025 or whatever you call it. So, all right, man. You have a good day. We'll be back a little later this afternoon, guys.
Yep. See you guys. Have a good one.
All right. See you.